A Gen X elementary school. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. We got to meet new friends, some of whom we are still friends with today. And on that same note, we got to meet our first bullies, some of whom are still bullies today. We got to meet our first favorite teachers. I am friends with one of my elementary school teachers on Facebook today. She was one of my favorites and will always be one of my favorites. The first of the month, we got the lunch menu, which was a calendar with each day on it what was for lunch and breakfast. And for those of us who brought lunches to school, we could plan on which day we were going to ask our parents for lunch money. If your family happened to be one of the well-off families and could afford to buy you lunch every day at school, you would have to go to the lunch lady, like at the beginning of the week or the beginning of the month, and you would buy lunch tickets that looked like raffle tickets, and you would hand them in when you went to get your lunch. Gym class was a blast in elementary school, but at times it was also a drag. You know, we played games like on the little scooters, like scooter hockey or scooter soccer or scooter tag, or the parachute day was one of the best days ever in elementary school. You'd play dodgeball or basketball, or you'd go outside on nice days and play soccer or basketball outside, or dodgeball outside. Dodgeball seems to be a common theme in elementary school, like they were preparing us for war or something. The worst days of elementary school gym was the fitness test days. You had the pegboards, which I could never climb more than 2 pegs. You also had the sit and reach, which I hated because I am not very limber. And then you had to climb like a 20-foot rope to the top, and the only thing you had protecting you if you fell was a 1-inch mat. And after lunch, there was recess. And recess for a Gen Xer meant playing on playgrounds that were so dangerous that they are banned today. There's almost nothing that was on a Gen X playground that you could find on a playground today, like the jungle gym. You had the square one, and then you had the dome one. Teeter-totters, you know, those were used as weapons as well, because you'd have the 2 kids on there, and then while one was sitting on the bottom, and being the Gen Xer they would get off the teeter-totter, and the person that was hanging up there on top would fall down, hitting their ass on the teeter-totter on the ground. That hurt really bad. And every year, at the end of the year, we had field day. And field day was a blast. I remember it fondly. I had my collection of 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place ribbons. Gen X elementary school, again, it was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. Share your elementary school memories, Gen X.
We are Gen X.